Hello trader, welcome to another weekly Forex forecast for the upcoming week from 13th of January till 17th of January. After the NFP, we can see the market currently heavily volatile and we can see that there is a trend in DXY and most of the instrument. So as the market is trending and the NFP data has been released, we can expect in the upcoming week as well the continuation of this volatility. So looking at the calendar upcoming week as well, we can see the quite heavy in news coming on, especially CPI and PPI can give another potential opportunity in the market, as after the NFP we have seen that data on NFP was quite optimistic for DXY. So we can see that all the data has come out to be positive for DXY. That has given a strong boost in this instrument as the market is trending. Now this is a complete multi-time frame analysis to see where we can find trading opportunity for the upcoming week. Now before I progress further, traders, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So with that said, let's begin this week's weekly Forex forecast. Okay, Tata. So let's begin first of all DXY, as DXY can give us clear direction of most of the USD pairs, including XAU, USD. In a past week, DXY almost exactly has done as expected. The market dropped to that important support level after two wave in the middle of pullback and then double bottom, creating a higher low, bounce back to the upside. Now NFP has given another momentum in this instrument. So let's look at what kind of trading opportunity we have. Now, first of all, I will be looking at the highest time frame, looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in this market, to see how the market might be doing. Now, from the monthly perspective on DXY, we can see that from the support level, there's a very strong breakout in this market with a stronger momentum. Now looking at monthly price action, we can see this market is bullish and we may see potential trend continuation from the monthly perspective. Now looking at the weekly perspective on DXY, we can see that from the weekly there is a strong liquidity grab with NFP form a very strong bullish candlestick pattern from the weekly perspective, and we may see that this market is continuing to the upside to create a new higher high. Now dropping down to the daily chart on DXY, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is also bull market. Now as we expected in our previous analysis from this level, we have seen that there was a breakdown followed by back-to-back 4 days. Very strong momentum on DXY has given a strong bullish price action confirmation. Now if we look at the lower time frame from the intraday perspective, we can see that after this double bottom formation, DXY managed to break out with multiple liquidity grab, and we have seen a sideways movement. That means that consolidation pattern here, and from that consolidation we can see that there was a strong breakout here from the 4-hour time frame. It's a strong breakout, and with that breakout what we can see that narrow doji formation from the 4-hour, and I think that what we could see in this instrument for the market to drop further for a deeper pullback, retest of this previous resistance here, which is turning support here, expecting another rejection to the upside. So this could be the zone that we could see in the upcoming week on DXY to give us potential entry opportunity. Now based on that, let's look at GBPUSD. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument, looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in the market. Now from the monthly, we can see that British pound US dollar, there is a back-to-back 4 months a strong drop in this market, and with the drop what we can see that GBPUSD currently dropping down further, and we might see that the price is coming back to that potentially to this support level, as it has a very strong breakdown from the monthly, and we may see the price is retesting this support as a support before moving back to the upside. Now looking at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly perspective as well, after liquidity grab from this important liquidity zone, GBPUSD has managed to break below with a stronger bearish price action, and currently we can see the price is approaching this important support level on GBPUSD. Now with that support break, what we can expect in this instrument, what I think that we might see initial pullback and then potential continuation to the upside, and we may see break of this support dropping further downside, or what I think that after grabbing liquidity we might see another bounce for deeper pullback. Now looking at the daily chart on British Pound US Dollar, we can see that for 4 days of strong drop here, the market grabbed that liquidity and has made this big move to the downside with a stronger bearish price action on British Pound US Dollar. And with the drop, what we can expect, this is an important level of support here, expecting for the market to drop further, retest this support, and then we could see the market is bouncing back to the upside to create a new higher high. Now looking at the 4-hour time frame on GBPUSD, we can see that from the 4-hour perspective, this is a bearish price action. We can see there is a drop here, pullback, the market grab liquidity, another drop, narrow pullback, and every time the price grabbing liquidity, dropping down towards the downside for another drop. And what we can see here in this zone here, there is a red candle. What I think that with the market open, either we could see liquidity grab from this resistance and then dropping down, or after initial narrow pullback, we could see that GBPUSD coming back down to create a new lower low. This is where I will be waiting for potential selling opportunity on GBPUSD. Now let's look at euro dollar. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument. Looking at the monthly chart again. Now as you can see on Euro USD, this is the monthly price action, which is a very strong bearish price action, and we could see that as the market managed to break below the support level on the monthly, approaching another important resistance line, which is turning support, we might see that euro dollar also coming back down to create a new lower low. Now if we look at the weekly perspective on euro USD, we can see that from the weekly as well, this is a strongly bearish market. From here there is a strong drop followed by this pullback, liquidity grab with a bearish engulfer. What we can see here, another pullback, and previous weekly candle after this liquidity grab, we saw that there was attempt from the buyers grab the liquidity from this important previous swing low, which is the support turning resistance. The market managed to drop here from the weekly. What we can expect in the upcoming week for the market to go ahead for a pullback and then to continue to drop again. Now looking at the daily chart on euro USD, we can see that this market is highly bearish at the moment. We can see there was a liquidity grab followed by this pullback, and we can see the market is forming series of lower high and lower low every session. Here we can see that from the zone here, this is a previous resistance line here, where the market tested here as a resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and also resistance here. From that resistance, we can see that euro dollar managed to break below from the daily perspective. What we can expect for this market for after initial pullback, for the price to continue to drop again. Now from the 4-hour perspective on euro dollar, we can see that in this lower time frame, the market currently in a bearish momentum, where we can see that this is the previous support here, which is turning resistance, and I think that the price might initially bounce for a deeper pullback, and then we could see that potential continuation towards the downside to create a new lower low. So let's see now dollar CAD to see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument. Now from the monthly perspective on dollar CAD, we can see that this market also strongly bullish as with the DXY, and as this market is bullish, we might see ultimate retest of this monthly resistance. Now if you look at this monthly candlestick pattern here, what we can see that this is the previous support level here. What we can expect for the market to retest and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly perspective on dollar CAD, we can see that from the weekly, this is the weekly impulse here. From here there is a very strong bounce followed by this pullback, and we can see that from this another bounce here from the weekly perspective, which is a very strong bullish price action. And this is where we can see that weekly doji formation. The price has broken that low multiple times, grabbed the liquidity and form a weekly long wick candle. As we can see, there was a multiple rejection. We could see now a potential trend continuation to the upside on dollar CAD. Now looking at the daily chart, we can see that from the daily perspective also this is a bull market. Here we can see that in this level where there is a previous support level and the price has broken that support here, and with that support break we can expect for the market to create a new higher high. So looking at the 4-hour perspective on dollar CAD, we can see that this market is trending with a stronger momentum. There is a bounce pullback, another bounce deeper pullback, and the market is forming series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market structure, expecting for the market to drop again, grab liquidity, and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. So dollar CAD as with the DXY, expecting retest and then continuation to the upside. Now let's look at XAU-USD. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument. Looking at the monthly chart on XAU-USD, we can see that from the monthly, this is bull market. We can see that overall picture in this market, it's a historically bullish market. There was an inverted head and shoulder, strong breakout, pullback, another breakout, deeper pullback. Now this is the monthly candle so far. We can see there is a monthly bullish price action, expecting for this price to come back for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly chart on XAU-USD, we can see that from the weekly perspective also this is bull market. Here we can see that this is the previous resistance here, which is turning support here on XAU-USD, expecting for this market to come down for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on XAU-USD, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is where it's a bull market. So what we can see that in this strong momentum, there is a doji formation, a very strong breakout, followed by deeper pullback, and expecting for the market to continue to rise as it is a strong bull market. But at the same time, as we can see, there was a significant movement. The price is approaching a very strong selling zone. We might see deeper pullback. Now looking at the 4-hour perspective on XAU-USD, we can see that this is a strongly currently bull market, but at the same time we have seen very strong rejection in that market. Looking at the 1-hour chart to see how the price is evolving, if we closely look at it, we can see that there was an NFP spike here and the market grabbed the liquidity from that very strong breakout from this level on XAU-USD, expecting for this market to drop here for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise to create a new higher high. And I think that with the NFP, we might see that XAU-USD coming down further for a deeper pullback. Now, with that being said, let's look at dollar yen and GBP JPY. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument. Looking at the monthly chart on dollar yen. Now from the monthly, we can see that this is a bull market, starting with this monthly bullish engulfer, followed by in the first 2 weeks of the month, we can see the market has shown significant bullish momentum, and at the same time the price is approaching that monthly support level. And I think the dollar yen might come back here for retest and then can continue to rise to the upside to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly perspective on dollar yen, we can see that from the weekly previous week there is a long wick doji, followed by this week we can see the market form series of higher low with a long wick doji as well here, and with the doji expecting dollar yen to retest and then to continue to rise to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on dollar yen, we can see that from the daily the market has formed double bottom, and with the double bottom formation, what we can expect for this market to retest and then to continue to rise to create a new higher high. Now looking at the 4-hour perspective on dollar yen, we can see that on the lower time frame there was an unusual bounce here with a strong liquidity grab, followed by a very long bearish price action here on dollar yen, expecting for this price to retest this support here as a resistance and then to continue to drop again to create a new lower low. So from the 1 hour perspective, we can see a very strong head and shoulder formation here. And with that head and shoulder formation, what we can expect for this market to retest and then to continue to drop to create a new lower low. Now let's look at GBP JPY. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument, looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in this market. Now from the monthly, we can see that GBP JPY every single month forming series of lower high in that market, and with that series of lower high formation from the monthly, expecting for the market to drop again, I think that potentially to this support level on GJ. Now looking at the weekly perspective on GBP JPY, we can see that from the weekly, the price tested here, grab the liquidity and then form a very sharp bearish price action, expecting for this market to drop further. As it has grabbed the liquidity, we may see that potential trend continuation towards the downside on GBP JPY. Now looking at the daily chart on GJ, we can see that from the daily perspective, from this doji formation, the market managed to break below with a triple top formation, and that might lead that price to the downside. And I think that as it has formed this triple top, we might see stronger drop to the downside that might lead the price back to the support level. Or long-term picture, we might see that GBP JPY is retesting this support level here. Now from the intraday perspective on GJ, we can see that the market locally trending to the downside, as we have seen a couple of a wave here, a drop pullback, another drop pullback. The market is forming series of lower high and lower low, expecting GJ to retest and then to continue to drop to create a new lower low. Now let's look at AUD USD to see what kind of trading opportunity we might have in this instrument, looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in this market on AUD USD. Now with that perspective, we can see from the monthly, this is where the previous support here, which is turning resistance on AUD USD, and we can see the market here, there was a multiple liquidity grab drop and the market drop again, and we can see that this market basically forming series of lower high and lower low from the monthly. As AUD USD is in a strong downtrend, we can expect further downside in this market. Now looking at the weekly, we can see that from the weekly perspective, there is a weekly bearish engulfer here. We can see from here, this is a very strong drop followed by this pullback to the upside with a strong liquidity grab and the drop. The market is forming series of lower high and lower low. So what we can see here from the weekly, there's a weekly bearish engulfer after this doji formation, and with the weekly bearish engulfer, expecting for this market to go up for a pullback and then to continue to drop to create a new lower low. Dropping down to the daily chart on AUD USD, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is a daily bearish price action in this instrument, where we can see that there was a drop here, pullback, another drop, deeper pullback. The market grabbed liquidity, and every time it's grabbing liquidity, getting a rejection here, followed by we can see that there is a previous resistance here, which where we can see there is a strong liquidity grab, a further drop here with a stronger momentum, expecting AUD USD to come back here to retest and then to continue to drop again. So as soon as you will find suitable entry, you can look for shorting opportunity on AUD USD. Now let's look at WTI. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument, looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in this market. From the monthly, we can see that WTI currently in a bullish momentum, and we can see that from this gap open here from the monthly, the market is still bullish, and we may see after deeper pullback continuation to the upside. Now looking at the weekly chart on WTI, we can see that from the weekly perspective also this is bull market. From this resistance line, we can see a strong drop, sideways movement, a very strong breakout here from the weekly perspective on WTI, expecting for this market to come down for a deeper pullback and then to continue to rise to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on WTI, we can see that from the daily, this is a very strong bull market. There is a strong momentum followed by a pullback another momentum followed by deeper pullback, and we can see the market is forming series of higher high and higher low from the daily perspective here. So with that in mind, let's look at what kind of opportunity we have from the 4-hour perspective. On WTI, we can see that in this instrument, after this multiple liquidity grab here, the market managed to break out, followed by this pullback and retest of this previous resistance here, turning support, form a long wick handle, expecting WTI to drop further for a deeper pullback. And as soon as we could see further price action confirmation, we can look for going long with a high probability trade setup. Traders, I believe that you enjoyed this weekly Forex forecast. If you enjoy, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.